Yo, what's up, gamers? So I walked into the break room today and Mr. Sterling from corporate is standing in front of the TV like the Nintendo Direct is a quarterly earnings call. This man's got a tablet, a tiny executive coffee, a laser pointer nobody asked for, and a whiteboard that says 34 announcements at the top. Underneath that it says MASCOT REVENUE in big letters, and in the corner someone wrote, "Why is the janitor here?" Of course. I'm standing there like, Mr. Sterling, are we watching Nintendo or are you trying to turn Kirby into a growth asset? And he goes, Scruffy, every mascot is a potential synergy opportunity. And that's when I knew this direct had officially gotten out of hand. Nintendo dropped way too much today, and since I'm still just one janitor with one mop and one breakroom TV that's hanging on for dear life, we're not going through all 34 announcements one by one. That would turn this video into mandatory overtime, and we don't need that. Instead, we're cleaning up the top 15. The biggest ones, the weirdest ones, the ones that most likely ruin your backlog while pretending to be wholesome. Nintendo didn't drop a direct, they dropped a corporate incident report with mascots, and now I have to deal with the CEO. So do me a favor, if you want the chaos cleaned up instead of just watched, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop in the comments down below which announcement caught you off guard the most. Now grab a mop. Yeah, you too, because Nintendo just made a mess in the break room and Mr. Sterling is already trying to monetize it. Let's get into this. First up, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is back with a fresh coat of paint. This is one where you play as young Link, pull the Master Sword and flip between child and adult timelines to solve the same dungeons in completely different ways. You get to explore Hyrule, crawl through temples full of clever puzzles, fight iconic bosses with locked combat, and travel through time while the legendary soundtrack plays. It's that game that basically invented modern 3D Zelda, but now it's a remake, and this version is giving everyone a cleaner, sharper way to experience the full Hero of Time story without the original's janky camera getting in the way. Next up is Kingdom Hearts 4, and Sora is finally back in a brand new mainline entry. You're once again jumping between Disney and Final Fantasy original worlds as a Keyblade wielder fighting literal darkness. But this time the story is picking up after the wild events of Kingdom Hearts 3. Expect new worlds to explore, evolved real-time action combat with magic and summons, and whatever bonkers Square Enix plot twists that they're about to throw at you. It's still the series where you need a timeline and emotional support from Donald and Goofy, but this is the next big chapter everyone's been waiting for. Next is Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. This is a brand new tactical RPG where you command units across grid-based battlefields, manage weapons, classes, and relationships that actually affect the story. Every fight is about smart positioning, exploiting enemy weaknesses, and deciding whether to risk your favorite characters or to play it safe. The game leans into dramatic fantasy politics and personal bonds between units, so your choices on the battlefield carry weight and consequences. This is classic Fire Emblem strategy with fresh characters and a new story to get attached to. Next up is Xenoblade Genesis. This is a massive open world action RPG where you explore enormous environments, fight huge enemies in real-time combat with deep party customization, and follow a long, twisty sci-fi story with a big cast of characters. Expect giant worlds you can climb all over, chain attacks that feel like they're breaking the game in the best way, and the kind of skill where you lose the entire weekends just exploring and doing side quests. It's pure Xenoblade, huge, dramatic, and way bigger than it has any right to be. Next up is Star Fox, and it looks like a proper new entry. You take control of Fox McCloud and the team in high-speed air-wing missions, fly through enemy fleets, dodging obstacles, and blasting targets in classic rail shooter style with some on-rails and free flight sections. It's bringing back that fast, cinematic space combat Nintendo used to do so well, with modern visuals and controls, while still feeling like the Star Fox everybody remembers. Talking animal pilots and fighter jets doing barrel rolls and saving the galaxy, exactly what the franchise is all about. Next is Final Fantasy Resonance. This one is leaning hard into classic Final Fantasy vibes with turn-based battles, a party of memorable characters, chocobos, airships, and a big fantasy world to explore. It feels like it's aiming for that older JRPG flavor, dramatic menus, strong story focus, and combat that rewards building the right team while still looking modern. If you've been missing the days when Final Fantasy felt like a grand adventure with a solid battle system at its core, this is clearly trying to deliver exactly that. Next up is Rhythm Haven Grove. This is the return of those short, weird rhythm mini games where you have to hit the beat in increasingly ridiculous scenarios. You're clapping, tapping, and timing actions perfectly while cartoon characters do bizarre things on screen. It's simple to understand, but gets brutally precise, wrapped in pure Nintendo weirdness and catchy music. The charm is how something that looks so silly can make you feel like a rhythm god, or get judged by an onion when you mess up. Next is Splatoon Raiders. This looks like a bigger single-player adventure spin on Splatoon, where you explore new areas, hunt for treasure, use gadgets, and go on missions instead of just focusing on multiplayer turf wars. You still get the colorful ink-based combat and stylish world, but now with more story, secrets, and exploration. It's taking the Squid Kid aesthetic and giving it a proper adventure game structure so you can actually dive deeper into that weird future Inkopolis setting. Next up is Duskbloods, From Software's new multiplayer action game. Expect dark, oppressive atmosphere, punishing but rewarding combat, strange powers, and a mysterious broken world full of creepy enemies. Instead of a solo adventure, this one throws you into co-op or competitive multiplayer scenarios where timing, positioning, and working with or against other players matters. It's the From Software flavor, high stakes, dramatic music, and that one wrong move and you're unalive feeling now on Nintendo hardware. Next is Dragon Quest Monsters: The Withered World. This is the monster collecting spin-off where you scout, raise, and combine monsters into stronger teams using synthesis. You build lineups by thinking about abilities, types, and team synergy rather than just collecting different designs, though there are plenty of those. It keeps the charming Dragon Quest art style and sense of adventure while giving you proper RPG depth in how you create and optimize your monster party. Next is Rayman Legends Retold. This is the polished new version of the excellent 2D platformer, bringing back smooth movement, creative level design, co-op chaos, and those incredible music-based stages. You play as Rayman and friends platforming through colorful, inventive worlds with tight controls and lots of personality. It's fast, funny, and full of charm, so a new generation can experience one of the best modern platformers without hunting down the original. Next up is Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. This is the motion control sports game bringing back the vacation style party energy with bowling, sword fighting, volleyball, and other activities you play using Joy-Cons or the new accessories. It's simple, accessible, and designed for groups, whether that's family in the living room or friends getting way too competitive. Easy to pick up, chaotic to play, and perfect when you want something light instead of another 80-hour RPG. Next is Onimusha: Way of the Sword. This is Capcom bringing back the samurai action series with modern gameplay. You play as a warrior fighting demons in a dark historical Japan setting, using sword combat, special abilities, and supernatural powers against grotesque monsters. It's stylish, atmospheric action with the signature Onimusha mix of feudal Japan and horror fantasy. Expect tense fights, cool enemy designs, and that dark tone Capcom does so well. Next is Big Walk from the creators of Untitled Goose Game. This is a co-op adventure focused on teamwork, communication, and solving strange problems together while exploring. There's no combat or big power fantasy. It's about working with friends to figure things out, often in silly or awkward ways. The humor comes from situations and how your group interacts, making it as much a test of your friend's ability to follow directions as it is an actual game. And finally, Pikuniku 2. This is a colorful, offbeat puzzle adventure full of strange characters, goofy humor, and simple but clever gameplay. You explore a weird little world, solve life puzzles, and interact with bizarre NPCs in a game that looks cute on the surface, but is constantly doing something odd or funny underneath. It keeps the same playful, low-stakes indie charm from the first game, short, weird, and full of personality without ever taking itself seriously. So that was the Direct. Nintendo didn't just show games, they dropped nostalgia, massive RPG, platformers, rhythm games, monster collecting, dark fantasy, sports, and a bunch of weird little indies all in one go. Enough announcements to make one janitor start sweating through his mop bucket. So now we're back in the break room and Mr. Sterling is still standing there like he's running a board meeting. The whiteboard's been updated, now it says Zelda Panic, Kingdom Hearts Confusion, Star Fox Revenue Potential, Do Not Let Scruffy cover all 34. Todd from HR is asking if this counts as mandatory team building. Gary from IT is trying to rewind the Direct on the TV. Olivia's already building a release date spreadsheet, and Sharon's drafting Nintendo Nostalgia engagement posts like it's her job. This wasn't a Direct, this was Nintendo handing a backlog and putting cartoon sound effects on it. Well, that's all I got for today. I gotta bounce before Mr. Sterling tries to turn Star Fox into an aerospace investment strategy and asks me to write a quarterly report on how Zelda improves shareholder morale, while I tell him it's not my job. But before I go, do me a favor. If Nintendo just made your backlog worse, smash that like button, subscribe if you want more of this chaos cleaned up, and drop in the comments down below. What was the biggest announcement that you were hyped about? Zelda, Kingdom Hearts, Star Fox, or one of the weird ones? This is Scruffy the Janitor signing off. Peace out.